I'm Elisa Parker. It is the 23rd annual Wild and Scenic Film Festival. It is the largest festival of its kind. It brings together thousands of everyday environmental action heroes, the storytellers, the people that are really making significant change in what might be a dire situation in our chaotic times. And Wild and Scenic is one of the festivals that amplifies films that do focus on solutions and hopefully in some cases hope, and hopefully in some cases joy. And two of the guys who help make that happen here is Eric Dunn, who's our Wild and Scenic Film Fest director, and also Aaron Zettler-Mann, who is the director of SYRCL, which is the umbrella of the whole festival and has helped make this happen. So welcome, guys.
Good to be here.
Good to be here. It's good to be here. Yeah, so how are you feeling, by the way, as we're kind of wrapping up this festival, right? We have the awards session, the dance party, and locals night. What's the overall feeling of the festival this weekend, Eric? What do you think?
It's been great. It's been a really great community gathering. It's kind of like a family reunion of sorts, where the community comes together this time of year. Filmmakers and guests from all around the country come together, and a lot of times it's people who only see each other at events like this. So it's a great chance to catch up with people, hear about what they're working on, and tell them what you've been working on. So really great.
That's great. Aaron, how about for you?
Yeah, I also really enjoy that family aspect. And one of my favorite parts about the fest is the conversations that you have before sessions, after sessions, running into people on the street, some of those kind of connections that are where some of the ideas that these films are focused on and looking at, is where those ideas can kind of start to happen and come together, and some of that change and those proactive ideas really come together. And I think that's one of the things that I really enjoy at this time, is that sort of shared experience, looking forward, like, okay, what are we doing together this next year?
Yeah, shared experience and connectedness and community, as you were saying, Eric. Aaron, can you tell us a little bit about SYRCL? For some people who watch this, they might just know about Wild and Scenic, and that is their experience, number one, with our community, of course, some of the films and the filmmakers, but SYRCL is really like the mother of all of this. So tell us about that and what SYRCL's doing right now.
Yeah, so SYRCL has been in this community for more than 40 years. It was founded to stop the construction of dams on the South Yuba River, and ultimately ensured that that was going to happen with the designation of a state wild and scenic river. And that's kind of our legacy and a lot of where we still find ourselves at our core. The Wild and Scenic Film Festival came from that desire to then take that inspiration and that energy and share it with this community through film, but also the broader, nation at large when it goes on tour. But SYRCL continues to work throughout the Yuba watershed and really everywhere its water flows. And so we've got a very robust restoration and science department where we are doing meadow restoration. We're creating salmon habitat in the lower Yuba, really making that change. We paired that with our education department, and so when we're working with students on water quality monitoring projects, we're getting students out into the field to work with those staff scientists. They're down, we're taking students on the river, taking them rafting, and then with the film festival, we brought just about 3,500 students. 2 films this year as part of the Wild and Scenic Film Festival, and they're seeing sort of age curriculum appropriate films, and our education department is creating curriculum to go along with those films that is then being brought into the classroom. And we also spend time advocating, and so in Sacramento, in the capital, working with natural resources, working with legislatures to try to make sure that, the work that we're doing in this watershed has lasting impact. And a lot of how that happens is through policy change.
Right. That's amazing. And Eric, this process of the Wild and Scenic Film Festival, first of all, I know you had a record number of submissions. How many films were submitted?
Yeah, we have a little over 450 films submitted this year. And
so what does that tell you that's going on right now?
Yeah, I think that we've become a hub for especially a certain type of film and a certain type of storytelling. And so there's people who submitted with the desire to premiere their film here because they felt like Wild and Scenic was the platform and the community and the audience to bring that film into the world. So yeah, it's really gratifying to see that demand and just see people so interested in engaging with our platform and getting in front of our audiences.
Yeah, and as Aaron said, this festival is like an integral part of our community as well. And I love how it's just expanded with activist centers and workshops and coffee talks and walks. Like, it's so much more, and it's open to everybody. It's open, and it's gotten so much more even just inclusive and just expanded in so many wonderful ways. So we're also celebrating tonight is award ceremony. What are some of the films, if you remember some of them, that are the big winners?
Yeah, well, one that was a world premiere film this year was About Damn Time, which was a film about Sindel Dale and other female dory boat women who, kind of broke open the glass ceiling of dory travel down the Grand Canyon and other rivers that used to be very male dominated. And really great film, and that was one of the award winners for best adventure film, I believe. What else?
Another one that I really liked that's an award winner was Molly's Pack, which is a really cool story, and it's kind of two stories in one. It's telling the story of the reintroduction of wolves to Yellowstone, and it was really well done. They'd shot a bunch of video of that process at the time, but we're told that the film was thought to have been lost in a fire, and it was recently rediscovered. And so they're telling the story with archival footage that's never been seen before of that project. And in parallel, they're telling the story of Molly, who was the first female head of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, who fought and advocated for the reintroduction of these wolves against some pretty strong, heady opposition from the ranching community, people that just thought wolves and cattle and human existence couldn't coexist. And those wolves have gone on to be integral and made some really important changes in our understanding of how predators and ecosystems work together, and even landscape change as well. So that was a great film.
It's a hot film. Everyone was talking about it. We had Canyon Chorus. There's others, so you can see that. Actually, what time is the award ceremony?
We've got a session at 6:30 and a session at 7, and then we've also got virtual award winner sessions as well. So if you can't make it in person, you can check them out online through the 23rd.
Very cool. And then the dance party open to the public, featuring Bernard and Rachel, who are also filmmakers here. That's going to be at Oddfellows Hall tonight.
Indeed, they're from a film called Don't Doubt the Trout.
Don't Doubt the
Wild
Trout. They were here yesterday.
Drumming for them will be Timmy O'Neill, who's a legendary rock climber, and also had another film, Designed by Disaster, here at the festival this year.
It's just so much richness of amazing people and stories. Real quick, what do you want to tell everybody about why it's so important to participate in Wild and Scenic, whether that's attending, taking action, or even as a filmmaker and storyteller?
I think what I really love about Wild and Scenic is the ability to cultivate compassion and empathy and understanding for animals, wildlife, people, different cultures around the globe. If you don't get the chance, you don't have the ability to travel necessarily. It's this chance to travel to these places, experience these cultures, get an idea of what other people are dealing with out there, and hopefully, cultivate inspiration and ideas for how you might be able to collaborate to solve some of those issues that are going on in the world.
Thanks, Eric. How about for you, Aaron?
And for me, it really is a lot of that inspiration as well, that idea of taking all of these different stories from around the world and people, caring deeply about a subject, a species, a location, whatever it is, but they care deeply and they're fighting for that thing that they care about, and those stories are inspiring. We always need those stories to kind of keep us moving and know that there is positivity and positive change making in the world, and that is what Wild and Scenic is for me.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Aaron, Director of SYRCL, and Eric. This was your first year as Wild and Scenic Film Fest Director. I think it was a great success. So congratulations, Eric.
Thanks for being a part of that.
It's always an honor to be part of this, and I love it. And here's to many more extraordinary stories, solutions, and Wild and Scenic Film Festivals to come. So thank you so much, and we'll see you on the dance floor later tonight.
Lisa.
Absolutely.
I'm Elisa Parker. It's the Wild and Scenic Film Festival, and thank you so much for being part of this incredible event.